We're in a new setup. This is a new room. Welcome. It's different. We are in our makeup room. Not necessarily the couch. We're trying to get a little more update with the streaming technology. We are very new to this. So any feedback, much appreciated.
Like, lay it on us. We would love to hear your thoughts, feelings.
Right.
So also, we have a new membership subscription. We actually opened it for last week, but we've been doing lots of work on it behind the scenes. Morgan has the Discord set up. This is all new to us. You guys are totally learning with us. So 6 months from now, we're going to look back and be like, wow, I can't believe that we didn't know what we were doing.
Right.
We're babies here. The new membership is freaking amazing. And what we're offering and why we chose YouTube to do that is because of everything that we can do on this platform. There's a sense of community where we wanted more, and all the other apps have been offering us to do subscriptions, but we have held out because we really wanted to do it here. Let us know what TV shows, TV series, what are you watching on TV right now? Are you watching Love Island USA? Are you watching Love Island UK? What is happening in your house? Like, what are you watching? Because if it's good, we need to be able to go watch it.
Yeah, but so the documentary that we watched and that we're going to go over with you guys today is called Ren Faire. Ren Faire. It's on HBO Max. We are going to be talking about spoilers, so this is your warning now. If you do not want to be spoiled about the tomfoolery that goes on in this documentary,
then come back after you've watched it.
Yeah, do a wraparound.
That's right.
And come back. We have our pickles and popcorn tonight with all of you. Comment below what snack you have, because you're going to need one.
Yeah, go get you a beverage.
Yes, a beverage.
We have water.
A beverage.
Get you a snack.
Right. And a pickle.
And a pickle.
Tonight's pickles, we have Van Holten's Big Papas, because they're delicious.
Because with popcorn
is the best combination. Oh, there we are!
In her glory, the entire screen.
Let me tell you! Ren Faire is on HBO Max, like we said before. It's a 3-part documentary. So it's a very easy, bingeable documentary that you can kind of get through in a day. They're only like 45-minute episodes, so it's really not that long. The series itself is as if Tiger King and Succession had a baby. That is a lot to begin with, because Tiger King is very chaotic, and Succession is traumatic.
We watch both.
Yeah, we've watched both.
We watch both.
I feel like if you were streaming things in 2020, you've seen them. These were like comfort shows of the pandemic, and that says a lot. Let's get into the man of the hour, George King. Which, this man is a very interesting character, to say the least. He is the owner of the Texas Renaissance Festival, and he's looking to have a successor. And he's really wanting to retire, focus on his art, garden, and women, which...
He even knows the day he's gonna die.
Yes, down to like the time. Talk about organization, okay? Let's do a little bit of like a background information about George.
Yeah.
First of all, this pose, shoot, he's doing it to him with the castle in the background. He's doing it to him. He's ex-Mormon. He is 86 years old currently. This is from his Wikipedia page. Also, he has his own website, which I would love to go over with you guys because it has some of the craziest photos I've ever seen. It's giving dating profile. Read with this what you will. Okay? Huh? Ooh, brother. Ooh.
And the craziest thing about this photo is the entire time you didn't see him wearing anything like that.
Who wears a gingham belt? That's something. These are images in his house. This is his house. Oh, he's got like a temple, which is bizarre.
Did they show the statues and all the things that kept telling him what to do?
Not yet. These Zillow pictures on this would go crazy.
Oh, I would love to see a Zillow on this.
We play this game anytime that we are on Zillow. They'll open up like a little property details, and before you go into the interior, we'll always say, does this mansion have wood or no wood? Because usually a lot of like mansions that are built and or resold on Zillow have a ton of wood in them, like wood floors, wood cabinets. Nobody could have made me anticipate that this was going to be on the inside of this man's house.
I didn't think this was going to be it either.
All right, let's get back to the presentation. We talked about how George is looking for a companion. He is on a plethora of dating websites, one of them being...
Isn't it Sugar Daddy? The sugar daddy one. People were like, don't tell people about that. But
what he put it up in 4K.
He said it.
He has his driver drive him to Olive Garden to meet up with potential companions. And he brings a questionnaire via a Word doc.
A Word doc. Like, it's printed out. There's highlighted things on it.
He double spaced it. Like, there was time and effort that was put into this questionnaire, but not for, like, the quality of questions he'd be asking.
No.
It was just for the organizational purposes. Literally, the fourth question is, are your breasts natural?
He actually went on a date with a beautiful 25-year-old, tatted up, gorgeous girl.
A lot of them were
tatted up. He literally said to this woman, are your breasts real? And she said no. And he said, we're done here.
Not that we're done here. We're done here.
Like,
Man,
got up.
Sir, you were 86.
He's not a prize.
No,
And this
he's
girl
not.
was gorgeous.
He dressed up like a 50-year-old dad on 4th of July.
He's not nice.
No.
He's mean. He's crotchety.
Ugh.
He's older. And literally made this poor girl feel...
He was done. He was like, we're out. Let's go over the Texas Renaissance Festival. So this is TRF. This is kind of what George has created. Mm-hmm. It's based in Todd Mission, Texas, which is about 55 miles northwest of Houston.
Apparently, they sell thousands and thousands of tickets. They be pulling how much?
Let's talk about that.
Uh-huh.
So they're only open for 2 months out of the year, and they make enough money to have a full year-round staff, their own police force,
ambulance,
and security. It originated when George and his brother purchased it back in 1974. And basically, George read Walt Disney's book and copied his method, but did it for Texas. Also, he's the mayor of the city.
Mayor.
Guys, the ego on this man.
Oh.
Part 1 gives you an introduction to the staff and basically the people that are interested in purchasing the Renaissance Festival and then becoming the successor. The first one is Jeff. Oh, Jeff. Jeff is George's right-hand man. He's been at the Texas Renaissance Festival the longest. He's the longest-standing employee. And he was the entertainment director, which George then promoted him to general manager. Because he became general manager, Jeff then hired his wife to become the new entertainment director. George didn't like that and told him that he needs to essentially fire her or demote her to the assistant entertainment director.
Also, King George did not have the best people skills or management skills.
No,
like, the way that he did talk to his staff was just extremely rude and disrespectful.
Somebody goes by the name of King George.
Mm-hmm. Like, if someone talked to me the way he talked to people, that, like, I'd go to work and then I would quit within 5 minutes. I would not. It was like straight up verbal abuse. He
views himself as the Oompa Loompa in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, with George being Willy Wonka.
Yeah.
So that kind of shows you their dynamic.
And he really loves it. It is his life.
His passion.
It is his Like, he loves it there. Like, if just imagine, like, your dream job. This is his dream job.
It really is. This man eats, sleeps, breathes, bleeds Texas Renaissance. He wants to be the successor. George does not want that.
No.
Louis, the Lord of Corn. This man is built off of energy drinks. This thing is coursing through his veins.
All he does is drinks energy drinks. Was it a vape?
Yes, and vape.
That's all he does. Energy drink, energy. He slammed back 8 Red Bulls.
Yes, in one episode.
In one episode. And I'm like, couldn't that harm you long term?
He oversees the concessions portion of the Texas Renaissance Festival. And so, therefore, he is the Lord of Kettle Corn. And everyone refers to him as the Lord of Corn, which can't tell you how many times we had to hear that in the documentary, but it was something. He used to be in the military as a pilot, but he got kicked out because he decided to take a non-aerial plane and do aerial maneuvers with it. So he really was trying to be Tom Cruise in Top Gun. He was giving chaotic and you need to get fired. And he did. Yeah, he wants to be the next successor. He actually has the finances to back him up because of his family connections.
They're very wealthy and we're offering millions and millions and millions to get the deal done.
Right. And he kind of wanted to turn it in, he wants to turn the Texas Renaissance Festival into an EDM festival, which I don't trust any man living off of energy drinks and a vape.
When you actually watch this, you'll understand what we're saying when we say that, and you will probably co-sign.
Darla!
Darla!
This woman, Carol Baskin, with no organization skills. She's actually George's ex-wife. She's the vendor coordinator. She is really good connections with all the vendors that are at the TRF. She is serving in this dress though. She did work with the exotic animals, specifically elephants, but they never really dabbled into like the animal treatment, which I thought was really weird. And they did not have an
elephant in a commercial.
Yes, the lottery commercial.
The lottery commercial. It was so interesting.
So let's talk about the deal. So George wants money. $2 million is from the Texas Renaissance profit.
Right.
$2 million for his art. And $2 million is for himself, which essentially comes down to $54 million total. Jeff offers loyalty, commitment, support, and his legacy respected.
That's it.
He ain't got no money.
He's got nothing.
He ain't got no money. He just anticipated that George will just give it. Louis actually has money. He offers him $7 million net profit every year. And promises that he can help get more profit into the fair to then give him more money.
He's just not nice. Like, he doesn't talk about people nicely. Like, he was being really rude. Not nice.
Louis?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's George. None of those work for George.
No.
We then lead into part 3, which is what is happening. They have a successful Renaissance season, which is 2 months of the year.
That's their season, yeah.
That's the season. Jeff listens to Shrek the Musical in his car after every successful Renaissance
Shrek
season.
The musical.
It was a lot. Because then what happens is he gets fired. George, called a team meeting to his house to go over the season.
This was so heartbreaking.
And to talk about the profits of the year and what to anticipate going in for the next one and how he needs to find a buyer and all this stuff, right? So Jeff gets fired. And George's reasoning is because he pissed him off.
He was heartbroken.
Right, he gets into a depression.
Yeah,
He's
terrible.
He then gets weight loss surgery to try and make himself feel better. It was this whole thing. Then Darla gets hired as the general manager and tries to find a new buyer. Darla contacts the Greeks, which they are a vendor at the TRF. They're very successful. They make a bunch of money every year. And they have a family member who's a real estate mogul. AKA, we believe that they're washing money.
Yeah.
Darla tells them that they can have it for $60 million. They didn't buck back at it. They said, it's not a big deal. We'll contact our real estate family member. The deal did not go through.
It's on the table. It's being closed. Literally, there were closing costs that needed to be incurred. And
George didn't want to pay it.
I don't want to do it.
Goes back to negotiate with Louis. But George doesn't know how to spell Louis. He claims that the O is silent.
Basically, how dare you have an O in your name if it's silent? I'm just going to do it my way because this is how it should be spelled.
Jeff shoots his shot and getting rehired in the midst of this.
All this is going on.
In the midst of negotiating, he shoots his shot. He gets hired. Jeff is now in the office. And this is a photo of Jeff when he was in the office.
And that was him looking at Darla and trying to figure out, who's going to buy this place because he knows darn well if it's Louis, he's out.
But the deal with Louis falls through, though.
Yeah, didn't work out.
They never really get into it as to why.
I think I know why. He really doesn't want to retire, is the thing. He thinks he wants to retire. He really doesn't. He needs that, control. He needs to be the king. And if he's not the king, what is he going to be?
Yeah. George fires Darla.
Fires her.
She pissed him off.
He also had a problem with women.
He did have a problem
with
women.
His mom apparently was the one that, he said wore the pants in the family and basically took the manhood away from, his dad. And so he says for him that is never going to happen. He will never be in a situation where a woman is going to run him.
George becomes general manager. So because he fired Darla, he then hires himself.
Yeah.
And no buyer has come forward with an offer. No. And George is still looking for a companion.
So he wants to step away. And instead of stepping away, then makes himself another role. Because nobody could do the job.
Right. So overall, George is a narcissist. She's very egotistical. And he has no buyer. Half of his employees are just kind of there meandering. And the other half, even when they have the money to be able to purchase this festival from him and allow him to retire, his ego gets in the way and it doesn't work. And it's this constant vicious cycle.
It was just wild. It really was like Tiger King and Succession mixed together for real.
Guys, the director, I read an article today of what the director said when filming this, because they filmed this back in 2021. So this goes over like a 3-year period of him trying to find a buyer, him, navigating through his employees, the employees navigating through him. And literally, it just ends with like an empty resolution of just this man doesn't want to give up power, doesn't want to give up control. Mm-hmm. And the director said that he just couldn't stop laughing. If you have the time, I highly recommend watching it because it's very entertaining.
It was entertaining.
It's very entertaining.
It was entertaining. What would you give this 1 out of 10?
1 out of 10, I would give it a solid 7.5. Like, it's a really good bingeable, like, documentary to where it's not too heavy, but it just sprinkles in a bit of ridiculousness to just make it like palatable. So thoughts, feelings?
We've been to a lot of, I've been to a lot of Renaissance festivals.
I have not.
Yeah, I have. When I was younger, the person I used to nanny for when I was in my teens, I would have to go because I was the nanny, and she would go every year. Stephanie, if you see this, thank you for those memories. They're fantastic. And I loved the big pickles that you can get from the barrels and the turkey leg that you can walk around with. And the food was fun. And there were always like places you can go to take like photos where the photos look like you were like in the olden days. And it was always a blast. It was always a good time. It was always in fall. The weather in Maryland was always gorgeous when we went. There was always like horses walking around and the kids. But the best part for me was the people watching. If you want to have the best time of your life, you need to go people watch people at a Renaissance. People dress up. People. They do. You need to go watch people. But now that I know like what's behind this, I don't think I can go. Would you go?
I've never been, so I don't know.
We'll go to the Maryland.
I'm starting on 0 here, so I don't have much to contribute to this part of the conversation.
We'll go.
I've literally experienced it via the television.
We'll go to the Maryland one, even though I don't think that you would.
I think I'm okay.
Yeah.
I think I'm good.
I think Brett and Brandy want us to go with them.
I think if I've been to like the Dixie Stampede in medieval times, it's close enough. Listen, I'll go to medieval times any day of the week.
She loves the medieval times.
Dude, that soup and the turkey. Oh,
she loves it. We were just talking about it.
It's so good. You know what they need to do? They need to have that as like an option on DoorDash. Like, I need to be able to have the option of being able to get the medieval times food through DoorDash. No?
I don't think I could go here. Like, after seeing what I saw, I don't want to put money in their pocket.
I get that.
Because they were...
Well, what do you rate the documentary?
I rated a 7. I'm pretty close with you. I would watch it again just because it was hysterical. It was just something interesting to see. I liked watching the behind the scenes of it. I thought it was absolutely hysterical watching this man go on dates at the Olive Garden. It was very entertaining for me. And, I did like the behind the scenes of it. Darla cracked me up.
She was something. She was chomping on that gum throughout the whole series. She just had something to do.
The ex-wife also, like there was an ex-wife of his that lived on the land as well. She was older, like closer to his age. And they don't even talk, but yet she still works there and lives there.
It's the 50th anniversary this year. I'm for sure going.
Maybe we should go.
Wait, can we all make it a thing?
Wait, do you think we should all go? What do we have? Maybe if you go, we'll go. Who can we fly down here to go?
Right. Jen? I'm kidding. Research and development, Jen.
Jen, you want to go Ren Fan?
If y'all go, can you do a live?
Thank you for hanging out with us.
Yes.
Make sure if you are in the membership that you get into the Discord. Let us know what you're watching. Like, what should we be watching?
Let us know if you guys like these breakdowns and if you want to do some more breakdowns or
what kind of live
suggestions you guys have. We're open ears and we love you guys.
Mwah.